in with a very interesting theme on Tuesdays, which is business oriented and it's all about the entrepreneur's delight.
Yes,
Right.
yes, 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 yes.
Right. So
Speaking
as per
entrepreneurship.
promise, you want to say something?
I'm saying speaking entrepreneurship.
Okay. As we promised, we should be having Mr. Owen Kabamba on online right now. Are we together? Good morning.
Hello, good morning.
How are you this particular morning, Mr. Owen Kabamba?
I'm very okay, and how are you doing?
We are very fresh and good on KBN TV this morning. I'm joined by my colleague. Her name is Yande with me here.
Good morning, sir. How are you?
I'm very good. How are you
It's
doing?
good, thank you. It's good to see you. Hope you're feeling much better this morning after having a press conference yesterday.
Yeah, no, we are doing very well. We're doing very well.
Right.
Right.
Okay, so let's get to the introductory part. Usually when we are here, we have motivators that will definitely come in, with their style of and whatnot. But I'm getting something very unique from your side. This is Mr. Owen Kabanda, who is that's business and management, advisor.
Mhm.
What does this rank speak to the masses that are, in business?
Well, of business and branding, what we always say is that it's important for you when you are in business, first of all, to try and understand yourself.
Right.
That means there should be a lot of self-awareness. What are the things that you actually like as a person? Because remember, when you're starting business, it's not always easy, or when you're starting to pursue your talent or anything of that nature as an entrepreneur, it's not easy. So it's important that at first you try and understand yourself. What are the things you like? What are the things you don't like? What are your strengths? Because these are things that come to help you, especially even when you come to grow your team. You want to know also who you can collaborate with, because you know your strengths and you know your weaknesses. And it also helps you to stay focused, because at some point, if you're going to be in a business and there are certain things that you are not very good at, you want to recognize those areas and then know even how you can go around the areas of weakness. So first of all, know yourself. It's very, very important. Secondly, when it comes to branding and you're in business, you want to also choose an area of focus. What this means is that when you choose an area of focus, remember, as human beings, and if also you're in business, you can literally do a lot of things, anything. But I mean, and when I say anything, I mean anything allowed by law. But it's important that you choose an area that you're comfortable with, an area that you have interest in or passion in, because these are the things that are going to be sustainable. Sometimes you start something that you're really not so much interested in, and sometimes you find people are all over the place. Today they are into chickens, the other day they're into this, the other day they're into this. Try to choose an area that you eventually become known for, because you want to make sure that the area that you choose, of course, it's okay to try different things, but once you choose an area, you then start building in that area of entrepreneurship that you've chosen, or even if you are a musician, even if you are an employee, even if you are an entrepreneur, you choose an area and you start branding yourself around that area of focus. You could also even choose 2 or 3 other areas. And what that means is that even your social media platforms, for instance, they will start speaking to that area you have chosen. So if you are into selling fritters, as a simple example, let your friends, your family, and all those who are around you know you for that area, so that it's easy even for businesses to come in.
Right. All right, so let's get to tackle some of the capitals that involves individual capacities as you start, because I understand when starting up anything, there's all those resources that you need around, but here we're talking about self as an individual. Could you be capital, yourself, and how does that really kind of work around yourself, if at all you really have to build an image that will translate into a brand at the end of the day?
Yeah, thank you so much. So, regarding the capital, yes, there are some people we know that they go in big time, invest heavily. But one of the things we see with a lot of people this time around, as long as you choose an area that you want to be known for, you could even be a media personality and you want to be known for that. You could be a dancer and you want to be known for that. I think for now, in the past, it was very difficult to brand yourself. Now there is all these online platforms. What you really need is a phone with a camera. You're good to go. If you see that these days people take pictures, and if you have your business that you want to be doing, you take pictures and let people know about that. You can do small videos. Basically, the capital is your phone. Once you have the phone, it helps you to start branding yourself. But of course, if you want to go further, that you could do other investments around people to help you with building your brand and so on. But for a common person out there, even in the compound there, all that they need is a phone. Look at the way people have utilized Facebook, those who brand themselves well. Look at the people who have utilized even TikTok, for instance. They choose an area and they're using TikTok, creating videos, and they're good to go. Others simply write posts. So basically, in the current situation we're in, there's a lot of use of social media. If you really know how to make use of it, it means it can help you to brand yourself and your business, and you should be good to go. And that's why what we're talking about at first is that really choose the area, and once you choose the area, remain consistent. Once you are consistent, it helps the people to associate with your brand. It helps you to communicate. And if you have a phone, even at the lowest level, you can choose that area and the people are able to follow you and they'll be able to know a little bit more about you and what you do. What is important is whatever area you have chosen, just be professional. Invest also in learning more and more about the area that you have chosen. If you're going to be doing chickens, as an example, invest more and then build your brand around it. If you're going to be somebody who speaks to others, a public speaker or a motivational speaker or whatever it is, invest in learning more and more about that. And again, when it comes to capitals, we're talking about you having enough, internet bundles, just Google, read stuff, network. So when it comes to the investments, you could start with very minimal amounts. What is key really is you knowing what you want and being consistent. Again, if you have the capacity to invest more, feel free. You can invest more in also buying equipment that helps you. But that could be at a later stage as you create more and more money around your area.
Right. So me and my colleague last week did touch on the issue or the power of algorithms, and this was coming with a lot of debate on its own. Looking at how sometimes the environment could depress you with certain numbers, strikes, and whatnot. That you feel like you don't have this kind of influence. Mm-hmm. How does this really kind of weigh the balance? When you are self-branding.
Yeah, algorithms. Sometimes we always they are very good. They help you to feel good when you are succeeding. They could actually also make you feel almost very sad about what you're doing.
True.
And that's why we always say, please just look at algorithms as they are. They are numbers, they are statistics that are helping you to understand how well your posts are doing, and don't attach a lot of your emotions around them. But they are important for you to make decisions. Now, let's talk about algorithms. It's important when you look at social media, you first of all understand also which platforms you're going to be using. So the particular platform you're using has, in a way, it responds to the audience that you are dealing with. So if you're on Facebook, for instance, it's very easy for you to post. By in our area of the world, you have even the service providers like they give you certain bundles for Facebook for free or WhatsApp and things of that nature. So you will see that like Facebook, you may have a lot of people there, and they will be liking what you are posting. Now, when you transition to another platform, also TikTok, for instance, you'll find that because of the way algorithms work, it's really basically about how much time people are spending on watching the video. So your video will reach masses quickly, and you may find more people are liking it. So just look at the platform and see how the platform works. You have to understand the platforms. When you go to LinkedIn, this is a place for professionals, and I know a lot of colleagues who had a lot of followers with a lot of engagement on Facebook. They come to LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a place for professionals, and they are not people who are, they read your article or see your video and they are liking, sharing, commenting. A lot of people, they just look at it, and sometimes you receive a call in the background. They say, oh, no, that was very good. So you want to understand the platform and make sure that whatever you do, remember whether you are more people are liking it, just continue doing what you're doing. Remember what I said, business. Eventually people start to associate you with the area that you have been talking about or the business that you have been doing. Eventually the numbers come in. So don't attach a lot of feelings to the algorithms. They end up depressing you. But otherwise, just believe. And just even one person just telling you that was good, it's good. But also just make use of the feedback. It helps you to drive traffic. So if you know there's certain, sometimes even on YouTube, for instance, they give you all these algorithms around the age, the areas, and you know also the time when you post certain things. Those numbers, for me, they should be used to help you to improve, so that you know when to deliver, what you need to deliver, and basically get that feedback to improve yourself slowly.
Mr. Kabanda, I know yours is actually a busy schedule and we're running towards 8. I know you've got other engagements, but of course I must mention that this has been very, very insightful. We did touch on a very surface level last week about self-branding, and coming into detail this particular week means a lot to us, and I'm sure the publics that are also watching and listening to us. It's very unique in its own style and sense, and we must appreciate your time. And we should be having you next week, hopefully in studio.
No, thank you so much. I appreciate and wishing you the very best, and let's continue the collaborations. Thank you.
Absolutely, and enjoy the rest of the day. So his full names are actually Owen Kabanda. He is a management and a business advisor, and I'm sure starting on a very low note, where we talk self first before we actually get to explore other corporates, it's quite systematic.
Of course.
And I felt like we should definitely, first engage ourselves as in weapons of business ourselves, before we get into the theory, the mechanics, the application. It must get at a point where you feel involved.
Right.
And I'm sure it's come at the very better time and the right time on the entrepreneur's delight this particular morning.